Hey, you guys. Today we are going to be talking about an amazing book that is called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Okay? This is a great book. I think you guys are really going to truly enjoy this. And it is by Joseph Murphy. I read this book a long time ago. And then I also frequently go back and I make an attempt to listen to the audiobook that is free on YouTube. It's so hard because, like I said before, some of these videos, Jesus, the monotone, the power of the, I just be like, man. So, of course, you guys already know what's up. That's why I make these videos, so that I can bring the information to you cut dry with some good energy so we can, learn, grow, excel, and expel all of the unnecessary parts of ourselves that, we want to get rid of and we want to work on. It is 2020. Hey! And I'm excited. I'm most likely going to reread all of the self-help books that I love so that I can bring them to you guys and create some great videos. So, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. All right, so we're going to get started with a brief summary of the book. So it is a spiritual self-help book which teaches you how to use visualization and other suggestion techniques to adapt your unconscious behavior in a positive way. So I have the 5 major lessons from this book here in my notes. Okay, so lesson number 1. Your subconscious mind is a powerful enough creature to create desired life. So use it well. Okay, so you got to create a life that you desire, which means you have to create a life that has passion, that has fulfillment, that has energy. You want to literally feel alive every day. And your subconscious mind has the power to do that, because that's mainly the mindset that you live through is all of the subconscious information. If you want to be successful and rich in life, fill your life with positive thoughts. It sounds so simple, and it is. That's what it is. People are like, man, that's so cliche. Exactly. There's a reason cliches are cliches, because they make sense no matter what day and age. So, number 3, to succeed in life, you must replace your fears with positive thoughts. That's the thing, is that I have people in my family or also friends that will talk about their fears since they were like 10. They're like, I have a fear of. I'm like, currently, I'm in the mindset where I'm like, man, that's crazy. You can really replace your fears. It's just like you can replace your assumptions with truth. It's the same thing with your fears. If you have a fear of flying, you need to put it into your head, a replacement of that fear by putting a lot more positive instances into your mind about how safe flying is, how it's safer than driving, how there's rarely accidents, how there's rarely plane crashes, how, majority of the time, literally planes are very safe. But a lot of people have a fear of flying, and it's just a mental thing. But you got to replace your fears. Number 4, seek to understand people first before demanding to be understood. Listen, pay attention, and show empathy. I was terrible at this when I was younger. Oh my God. Literally, the only thing I wanted to do when I was arguing was be understood. I was like, no, you gonna get me. You gonna understand this point today. That's all I cared about, was like, you're gonna understand my point of view. But now I'm coming into the light, into the understanding of seek first to understand. Because in as selfish of a way as it is, that's the best way for you to grow and to elevate. Is if you try to understand as many human perspectives as possible, you're going to be one of the most developed human beings in your circle, which is great, because then you can uplift and elevate those around you. If you're always seeking to be understood, that means you're always trying to get people to agree with what you already know. And if you already know it, it's not providing growth for you. It's just your stagnant level of consciousness, understanding, and frequency. If you want to elevate that frequency, that means you have to add and accept other perspectives into your brain so that your brain can expand. You have to attach to the infinite right? There's infinite intelligence out there. And infinite intelligence comes from all the other human beings in this universe, because they're all connected to different frequency levels. So you have to be able to accept understanding their frequency and putting it in your head as you can almost label them. You know, you can label different character traits, almost in like a sense where like Hertz 532 is of nature. Hertz 420 is, you know, the frequency that most music sits on. And you can start to do that so that when you encounter certain humans, you literally can recognize what frequency they're on. You can recognize what you're dealing with and be able to bring your best to the situation. Number 5, your subconscious mind is powerful enough to where it can literally alter other people's reality. Okay, so the first one is that it can create and alter the desired life that you want. But it can also, the first thing about it is that it can be powerful enough to create the desired life for you, but it can also help to create a desired life for others. One great instance of this is the placebo effect. You know, because the doctor instills a perception in you that this pill is the ultimate healing pill, you're going to accept it and be like, he's a doctor, he's trusted. Oh my God, you know, I have to trust this information. He went to med school. He must be right. You know, that's why most people kind of idealize information from a doctor. So that's where you get the idea of the placebo effect. So that doctor is using the power of his mind to implant certain ideas into your brain to help create healing for you. So that's how you can use your subconscious mind on other people too, is if you have this genuine intention to heal and to enlighten and to uplift and to elevate, everyone you encounter, you will naturally do that. So that's why it's so important to reprogram, because you, one, help yourself and then you help others. Okay. So let's look at some of the quotes from the book, right? So one of the most powerful quotes is on page 8. It goes, "As you sow in your subconscious mind, so shall you reap in your body and in your environment." Imagine your subconscious mind as a bed of rich soil that will help all kinds of seeds to sprout and flourish, whether good or bad. Even thought is a cause, and every condition is an effect. Rewind. Every thought is a cause, and every condition is an effect. Gosh, that's intense. I love that. This is the reason it is so essential that you take charge of your thoughts. In that way, you can bring forth only desirable conditions. It's so important. Life is cause and effect. It's the law of karma, the law of life, the law of attraction, the law of gravity works like this. It's cause and effect. Every action has an equal or opposite reaction. Okay? No two things can occupy space at the same time. That's important to understand, because a negative and a positive thought on the same subject cannot occupy space at the same time. One has to be a stronger force than the other. One has to occupy the dominant space, and one has to occupy the, if you have dominant, maybe we could use recessive. That'll work. So one has to occupy the dominant space, one has to occupy the recessive space. And you want the dominant occupancy to be the positive thought. But you have to take charge of that. So the first thing is you have to accept how you even think. Okay? You got to understand that you probably think negatively a lot of the time. You probably overthink very unuseful thoughts. You know, I know some people who literally wake up every day damn near saying statements along the lines of, I hate myself. Like, oh, I'm so ugly. I'm so fat. I'm so terrible. Oh, I'm so this, I'm so that, I'm so that. I'm a bad student. I'm a bad brother, mother, daughter, whatever. That doesn't help anything. So instead of the pity me, woe is me role, you got to start playing the role where you're taking control, where you say, yes, I might be all of these things, but guess what? Now we're going to work on changing that. So we got to dive deep into that subconscious to create that kind of change. Okay, so that's why it's important to communicate with your subconscious mind. So here are some things to understand when it comes to that. Another quote from page 46. What you write on the inside, you will experience on the outside. You have two sides to your life, objective and subjective, visible and invisible, thought and its manifestation. That's a duality, visible, invisible, objective, subjective, thought and its manifestation. So with that being said, we have to understand that your conscious mind is the one which reasons and deals with objects. It gains its knowledge through your five senses and through its contact with the external world. You can think of it as your guide and director in the external world and environment. That's why with your subconscious, it grows hair for you, right? It makes your lungs function. It does all the autonomic work. We don't consciously try to breathe. We don't consciously try to bleed when we're cut. You know, even as women, not to get too deep, but the period gonna come. Unless you're preggo, that period is gonna come regardless. You know, I wish we could have a little more control over that, but that's another story. Anyways, there's lots of things that your subconscious mind is doing and dealing with automatically. So with that being said, you have to realize that your subconscious mind is always working during the day, during the night, and it works when you're asleep. No matter what you're doing, your subconscious your subconscious mind is always working. And in the book, Murphy outlines 3 tactics that you can use to cultivate this relationship with your subconscious. I'm going to be reading off this computer a lot because I don't have time to be misinforming people. When you try to like freehand stuff like this, you end up, you know, sometimes you get stuff confused. This is very important information, so I'm not trying to, just be saying any old thing. All right, so the 3 things that Murphy outlines to build the relationship with your subconscious is repetition. Really, repetition is super important. Okay, so feeding your subconscious mind with repeated constructive and harmonious thoughts will lead to the formation of new, healthier habits for your subconscious mind. Okay, so you have to like watch this. Let's go on YouTube real quick. Right, so we're gonna do this on the fly. It's a little random. Let's say, what's an artist you guys like? What's the artist that I like? We're going to say, all right. Let's see. We are going to use a random beat.
Keep the phone you love. Well, the real phone you love. With a little help from Google Fi. A phone plan by Google.
Dang, not another ad. That guitar sounds good though. Hey, 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 hey. Whoo. I believe in myself. I am beautiful. I am so full of life, so full of health. I am youthful. I am golden. I am sunshine. I am all mine. I'm in love with myself. I am so divine. I am everything that I thought that I could be. I am growing. I am healthy. I am happy. I'm living life and I'm making it work. I'm richer every single day and I can twerk. and I can twerk. When I hit the dance floor, yeah, I can twerk. Ay, 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 ay. No, literally, that's how you have to do it. You have to turn on beats, turn on instrumentals, turn on background music, turn on whatever you enjoy, and say some positive things. Just practice saying what comes to mind. It doesn't have to be rehearsed. It can just be, free, top of the dome. Listen, doing this video, oh, I am so beautiful. Oh, look at the shine, look at the glow, look at the cheekbones, look at the edges. Woo! All right, literally, just like that. So it doesn't have to be that serious. It just needs to be you repeating positive things to yourself. A good thing you can do is even create videos or voice memos of yourself saying stuff and play it at night. Just play it on a low volume and it'll seep into your subconscious mind, because that's the best time to talk to your subconscious mind, is when you're at kind of like a rested state. It works beautifully, and your voice is the most powerful voice to yourself. You've been hearing your own voice for however many years you've been alive. So it is the voice that you will listen to the most, which is why it's so dangerous if it's negative. So again, this is us building a relationship with our subconscious mind. Repetition, number 1. 2, the power of suggestion. We all have our own fears, beliefs, and opinions. And these are inner things that govern our whole lives. Okay, so we have to be able to change what we're afraid of. Like I was saying before, if you're afraid of flying, you have to look at certain statistics to try to change that, because suggesting things to yourself is a beautiful thing, and it goes along with repetition. So when you're doing your repetition, make sure you're suggesting beautiful things to yourself. All right, the third thing is mental visualization. It is super powerful to convey the idea to your head through visualization. Create a vivid mental picture of yourself successfully performing whatever task it is that you want to perform, and repeat this as frequently as possible. Like, if I'm trying to play my dad in basketball next week and I know I just lost the game before, I better have some real powerful mental visualizations of that 3 just swoosh, oh, swoosh. I better even go down to the scoreboard that I'm going to be keeping on my cell phone. It better look like 10-4. Get that specific, like what you want the score for the game to be. I want the score to be 10-4 and we only playing to 12. And that's what I want it to be before I shoot that 2 and it just swoosh. Nice and clean, and I win 12-4. I want to visualize the shoes, my new Kobe's that I'm going to pull out real quick, or whatever. They're going to be fresh Jordans. They're going to be crisp. I want to visualize the gym. I'm going to be at the LA Fitness in Buckhead when we do it, and it's just going to be me and my dad. I'm going to be focused, and that's how detailed you need to make your visualization. Even if it's on the business side of things, I recently started a website development company and it is super successful. And to me, super successful is it can pay a couple of bills that I have. It's not a multi-million-dollar company, but it brings in enough revenue every month to where that's an extra $1,500 estimatedly in my pocket, because I usually get about 2 clients a month. And so it brings in from cost, what it cost me to make the website, to what I'm getting paid. It's usually about an extra $1,500 to $2,000 every month. Before I started the website development company, shameless plug, urbanwebdesigns.com. Check it out. Before I started it, I had to visualize what I wanted it to be. Why am I doing this? What is the purpose? What do I want it to look like? What clients am I reaching for? And I thought that down to the most minuscule level, and I realized I didn't want this to be some gigantic business. I wanted it to be something I could do on the side, something I could chill with. I could bring in extra income, a couple $1,000s a month, and I could be successful at it at that level to where it's manageable. I can still be in nursing school and focus. And that's what I did. And it worked out perfectly because it was so decisive. It was so intentional that there was no way that it couldn't start producing results automatically. That's how the universe works. When you're just so sure of what you need to do and you come to the universe with an understanding of what you want, how you want it, where you're going to get it from, the resources that you're going to pull, and the belief that it can happen, usually that is the simplest way to get some popping. Okay? So those are the 3 things that you can do to properly communicate with your subconscious mind, which is repetition, suggestion, and visualization. Okay? So now we have to hop on over to the techniques of mental healing. So here's a great statement that was in the book on page 93. All your experience and everything that enters into your life depends upon the nature of the mental building blocks that you use in the construction of your mental home. Your word is silent and invisible. Nevertheless, it is real. You are building your mental home at all times, and your thoughts and mental imagery represent your blueprint. So your thoughts and mental imagery represent your blueprint. Your thoughts and mental imagery represent your blueprint. It's very true. So you really have to understand that there are techniques that you can do to make sure that your thoughts and your mental imagery are creating the proper blueprint, because no matter what kind of house you want, you're going to need a blueprint, and that blueprint is going to have to be exact down to the T, down to the measurements, so that it can be scaled and produced at the level that you want it produced, right? So your mind is the blueprint, but then when you take that blueprint, you have to scale it to create your reality. All right. So some of the techniques that they mentioned in the book is the Bowden technique, Bowden, I don't know how to say it, whatever. So this was a psychotherapist that discovered that the best way to impress the subconscious mind was to enter into a drowsy, sleepy state in which all effort was reduced to a minimum. Choose a thought or idea you want to imprint or convey on your subconscious in a passive and receptive way through reflection. Condense the thought or idea into a brief phrase, and repeat it as a lullaby. So like I was saying, do the affirmations, record it as a voice memo, play it for yourself at a low volume as you sleep. If you're too lazy to do that, then listen to some kind of audiobook, or you can type in subconscious reprogramming or affirmations while you sleep. All those, there's YouTube videos for all of that. You can play them while you sleep and let it do the Bowden technique. So it's pretty much just, you're at a very impressionable level when you're sleeping. You're just, stuff can empty your mind. That's why it's important to make sure you pay attention to what you have playing. Like, make sure your TV is off. Make sure you know what's going on around you. You make sure you try to make the environment as neutral or positive as possible before you go to sleep and while you're sleeping. So the next technique is the thank you technique. So it's practicing expressing gratitude and giving thanks before you achieve success. So for me, I'm in nursing school. It's hard as that's what I feel like a dump truck backing up, just dumping stuff over and over onto my plate for me to study. But for something like nursing school, I would practice my graduation speech. Thank you to all my fellow Americans, especially my lovely teachers. You two in the front. You two, you know who you are. Thank you for getting me to this level, to where I'm graduating. It was hard. It was long. I was strong. Stuff like that. You would practice your graduation speech if that is your goal, your near goal. And so you just practice saying thank you and inviting in the things that you already want. So, for me, I'm in a relationship, so this specific technique isn't for me, but for somebody who's single, you would practice inviting in a relationship or a soulmate or a love, you would just practice in the mirror. Universe, I just want to say thank you for allowing this soulmate into my life. Universe, I just want to say thank you for allowing the love of my life to enter, or God, or whatever you want to say. You got to do the thank you technique. I think that is definitely one of the most powerful techniques, because it helps you to act and attract that thing. Affirmation method. So this one is another great one. And it's when you state that something is already true, it begins to provide the receptiveness that you need so that I can enter into your life. And that's pretty simple. You just affirm things. Like I was saying, like, I am beautiful, I am light, I am love, I am golden, I am chosen, you know. So now we are going to move on to, and on here, I keep looking over here because I keep looking at this little timer because my camera likes to just stop recording. So every 10 minutes, I need to get up and see what the hell is going on. So I make sure everything's good. But, okay, so we have the psychotherapist while you're sleeping, drowsy. We have the thank you technique and the affirmation technique. Next, you want to look at your subconscious mind as a partner in success. So here is another great quote that was in the book. Success means successful living. When you are peaceful, happy, joyous, and doing what you love to do, you are successful. And I know that's so cliche, do what you love, but it's real to a point where it's not like drop everything you're doing and go do what you love and, you know, F your family and your kids, just go follow your dreams. It's do your 9 to 5, but from 7 to 10, be working on the thing that you love. If it's art, if it's music, if it's a YouTube channel, if it's a website, if you want to be a barber, if you want to be a poet, whatever you want to do, work on that for at least 2 hours during your day, every day, because that is how you will have consistency. And then on the weekends, you can work on it for 4 hours a day, and you start building and growing to where it does become a way that you can replace your income with certain things, you know? So it's important to find something that you love to do, then do it. And then also make sure it's in a particular branch and it's specific and it benefits humanity. The reason why you have movie stars that get paid as much as they do is because no matter what you think, they are getting a benefit to humanity. That 2 hours that you get to go to the movies and escape your reality and just be in the moment and be drowned by the emotion of the cinema and be encompassed by the greatness of the movie. Apparently that's worth $15 to you every ticket that you buy. If you go on Tuesdays, you get it for $5. But it's worth something to you. So that's being reciprocated and sent back to the movie star as a lot of money. You know, so you got to make sure that you do specific things. That's why you even see like actors. A lot of times actors have like very specific genres. They don't just act in any old thing because they're building a brand. You know, there was a specific type of movie that you saw Denzel in. And so it built a brand for who Denzel Washington was. And you could fall in love with that specific niche brand. And you knew what to expect from his movies. So make sure it has a benefit to humanity. And don't be scared to do something that you don't think is popular or you don't think is special. Just do it. Do whatever you think is important, because Gary Vee said it in one of his podcasts. He said Black Panther was not a big thing. The comic was not a big thing back in the day when it first came out. But they had a good little fan base of like maybe 10, 20,000 people that did know about it. So if one of those guys would have started some kind of podcast or YouTube video on Black Panther like 5-10 years ago, now post Black Panther comic, when we have the movie out that made billions of dollars, now that channel would have blew up. They would have got paid all this money. They would have got advertisements. They probably would have got to get all of these type of deals because they had already been working on a Black Panther channel. They were already the head person for that comic. So now the company would have went to them as a source for promotion and all this stuff. So you never know when the specific niche thing that you love might blow up, might take you atop of the world. You know, you just don't know. So you always want to just do what you believe in and And let that be that. Don't doubt that. Don't ever doubt that. So again, the 3 things that you should be focused on is finding the thing that you love to do and do it on the side of whatever you're doing, or co-requisite to whatever you're already doing. Specialize in something particular and make sure it benefits humanity. These are just super important things. I really think that those are my main summary points. I'm going to open my other Word document here and just see if there's anything I missed, because I read this book a couple of times. So the 5 major lessons of this book are: your subconscious mind is powerful enough to create the desired life that you want. And that's the one thing that I really want you guys to leave with, is that fact. And just understand that visualization is so important, and reprogramming your brain is so important, which is why we have something as so amazing as placebo. People have healed cancer. Cancer has gone into remission over placebo effect. Like, a doctor told a patient they had a cure for this thing. The patient believed in it so much that their disease went into remission. It's the mind. The mind is super, 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 super powerful. So you just got to make sure that you are living life like you have something to live for. Don't be out here walking around like there's nothing to live for. And give an empowering meaning to every experience in your life, because that helps to auto reprogram your brain. You want to automatically be reprogramming throughout the day. You don't want to have to take an hour every day to reprogram. You want it to be happening as you are just like experiencing life. So again, if somebody cuts you off, you automatically find an empowering meaning. Man, if I don't react negatively to them cutting me off, it might show them that they didn't have to be that aggressive on the road. You know, just create an empowering meaning. Or, you know, if somebody, shoot, you might cut somebody else off. You might be the one cutting someone off and they flick you off. Find an empowering meaning by saying, man, I think I really offended that person. I could have negatively affected their day. So I really have to reflect on how I'm out here driving and make sure that I am giving the best energy I can, even if it's just through driving in traffic. So you guys do your affirmations, find a beat, find some kind of music you like listening to, and do some affirmations. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I'm original. I'm amazing. I'm blazing. Lyrically. Let me stop. But yeah, so reprogram and know how powerful your mind is. Thank you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing these videos every week. I'm so excited. Please leave your comments of things I might have left out, something that you just want to add, how you felt about the video, things I can improve on. And I appreciate you guys, and let me know if there's any experiences or stories that you can share for anybody else reading the comments. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I am here to share information. Beware of these videos, because they're coming. And I'm here to help. So let me know if there's any books that you guys want me to do. Leave it in the comments below, and I'll make sure to do them. Thank you guys so much.